Here we come.
Now the world don't move.
And you knew where you were then.
Exciting and new.
Good time.
Anytime you need a payment.
You take a good, you take a bad, you take them all, and there you have the facts of life.
It's TV Talkaholics in your ear holes every month. Thank you for downloading and pressing play. This is June 2024. Can you believe it's 2024? And we're still doing this, Matthew?
No.
Matthew is here on the horn with me on the wonderful Zoom. And Matthew, you're a sickie. You're a sick boy.
I apologize to our dear listeners that my normal dulcet tones are gonna be gross. No.
Yes. You got a little more Lucille Ball than we ever imagined in your voice there.
Seriously. I'm full boozy Lucy.
Yeah. Booze.
Mm,
Well, I'm very sorry that you're sick,
Me
and I
too.
offered you the chance to reschedule, but we're already running late, and you are being a trooper. And I will say in my / our defense, you have been very hard to pin down. You've been wicked busy lately.
I have a job, David.
What's that
And
like? I don't remember anymore. I really
uh,
don't.
it's pretty good, actually. I like
Yeah.
it. But
I hope to someday experience that again. You also went home to Fort Wayne and spent some time with your family. What in God's name made you have to do that?
I hadn't been there in a while,
Mhm.
and duty calls. Sometimes you have to go up and make sure you're still in the will, things
Oh,
like that.
you posted some adorable pictures of your grandmother, young, with holding you as a little baby back in the 1940s.
Yeah, ugh, everything's an ordeal up there.
With as your parents age, I mean, I don't have the benefit of having living parents, but I can't imagine it gets easier as you age, as they age, as it just goes on, because woof, it was already getting rough there. God bless them. God bless all of our parents for bringing us into the world and for raising us, and for now driving us crazy in our middle age.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was you who suggested we talk about raising hope. I love this, and I loved watching this episode. Talk to me about raising hope, Matthew.
I just always enjoyed it. I didn't watch it when it was first on, and I'm sorry I didn't, but I know it was before the pandemic that I caught on to it, but
Mhm.
um it's just a delightful little show, and um fuck me, what's her pussy?
Martha Plimpton.
Martha Plimpton. I knew she had a weird name.
Yep.
She's just one of those actresses that is so goddamn good and so underrated. And I
Agreed.
think much like Cloris Leachman. Like Cloris, everybody's always like, oh, she's brilliant. But she never reached that kind of like Nicole Kidman level of fame, where it's like, and you watch and you're like, God damn, she's like Joan Cusack. It's one of those people where you're like, God, they're fucking brilliant. Why aren't they more famous than they are?
Mm, yeah. But then you worry that if they got more famous, would they lose that edge? You know, we watched Jim Carrey on In Living Color, and then suddenly he became a movie star and was making The Majestic, making like a fucking Frank Capra movie where it's like he's
Yeah.
not that funny. I mean, he's certainly a good actor, but wow, when you get into the top level of stardom, sometimes that can be a trap too.
Yeah.
And But yeah, I agree with you. Martha Plimpton, like Joan Cusack, always seems to be the best thing of whatever
Yeah.
she's in. That's
And
your
and
term I just quoted.
and that's tough for her because everybody in the show is so good. Like, I just So,
Hmm.
if you haven't, sit down and watch a couple episodes of Raising Hope. It's just delightfully weird.
I never watched it when it was on, and it was on your suggestion when we were starting to talk about Cloris on Let's Face the Facts that you were like, David, it's brilliant. And I'm like, I know that, and yet I just never watched it. And I started to binge it, and then I got away from it. And then watching this for today's show, I felt sorry. I was very mad at myself for why did I fall off? There's only 88 episodes. It's only 4 seasons. That's like that's nothing. I can do that. I can do that in a couple of hours. I can watch that.
And
Okay.
it's a comfortable show. It's just a comfortable little thing to come visit every once in a while.
Yeah. And I was watching it again this morning, and I have to admit, something felt weird to me about it, Matthew. And then I was looking to see what else was on that same night
Mm,
on tvtango.com, and up came this whole list of every single network, every cable channel, everything that was also running simultaneously. And I suddenly went, oh, I know why this feels weird. This is the first time that you and I have done any show or any broadcast that was created in this millennium. Everything else we've
mm,
done has been old. The closest we ever got to this was we did Style and Substance
mm,
on episode 23. That was a 1998 sitcom.
mm.
And then Can't Hurry Love, which we did in episode 19, that was 1995. Both of those were Nancy McKeon sitcoms. But, you know, the fact that this episode we're watching right now is from 2013, that it's HD, it's streaming on a major streaming service, it's in
Mm.
widescreen. I sat there going, I don't know that I've ever seen such a clear, crisp, new image before preparing to do a podcast.
No, it's good that we stepped into the early 2000s.
Yes, like the moderns that we are.
Yeah.
We're just call us Millie Dillmount. Well, let me do a little bit of background here, a little bit of nuts and bolts, etc. Raising Hope ran from 2010 to 2014 on Fox. It was still when network TV was a thing. Streaming was happening, certainly, but it hadn't taken the stranglehold of our entertainment like it has now. So it was a Fox series, meaning it is now available on Hulu. And you can, I don't understand the Hulu Disney Plus thing anymore. I think when you have the combo, you can watch it through either of them. They're basically just ganging all the content. But I don't think you can see it on Disney Plus unless you got the Hulu package. So I'm just saying it's on Hulu. Is that where you
Yeah.
watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all there, 4 seasons, 88 episodes. And, you know, it went off in 2014. It's already 10 years gone. And that's just, oh my gosh. I was looking to see how well it did in the ratings. And again, dealing with a 21st century show, I am completely out of my element here. I don't even know what this means anymore. Season 1, it came in at 85,
Yeah.
85th. Season 2, it came in at 106. Season 3, also 106. And then in its final season, it came in at 144. And I'm like,
Jesus.
yeah. And they're like, well, you know, if it didn't break the top 140, that's when they gave it the axe, you know.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those, like, though, it's like Arrested Development, where it's like it's this brilliant little show, and then it doesn't find an audience until after, and
Mhm.
it's too late.
Yeah. And the difference in you know what we talked about how many people watched an episode of Friends or an episode of Cheers
Yeah.
in its day, how you know the lowest rated show in the 90s would be the highest rated show now. Like if you got 1 million viewers, they were like, well, loser, axe that thing. If a show
Yeah.
now has 1 million viewers, it's like, holy shit,
Mm.
we got a cash cow on our hands. It's just so funny how finely carved up that pie now is. of entertainment and all that. So I don't really know how these numbers analyze, and I don't really care to go into it. But I will say the one little analysis I did was Raising Hope was always on Tuesdays for the first 3 seasons. In season 1, it was paired up with Glee. I remember seeing all the ads for it when I was hate watching Glee in its first run. And then by seasons 2 and 3, we had New Girl, the Zoe Deschanel series, and also the Mindy Project, the Mindy Kaling series. So it was kind of riding those coattails. It's tough because the Glee crowd is definitely not the Raising Hope crowd. That's a whole different thing, and yet it did okay. Then final season, season 4, what happened? They moved it to Fridays. Because by then, Tuesday was like, oh, Glee, New Girl, and Mindy Project, we've got our lineup of hit shows. So Raising Hope was moved, changed nights, and that's when the ratings further fell, and then they canceled it. So I think we're still back to even in the final gasping days of network television, scheduling was still an incredibly important thing as far as the time slot you got was dictated whether you lived or died.
I don't know that it was such a terrible idea to pair it up with Glee, in that you have Martha Plimpton, who is going to get that Goonies audience, and Cloris Leachman, like the older gay man that was watching Glee, like you said, hate watching Glee, would certainly stick around for a Martha Plimpton, Cloris Leachman show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm
But
sure there was
yeah,
some
you're right.
crossover, but I'm just thinking that the lion's share of Glee fans, which was tween-age girls, I can't imagine they were much interested in a raising a baby sitcom.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's almost after you watch Glee, you're too fucking brain dead to actually be able to process something as smartly written as this.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure there was some crossover, but in general, I don't know. Again, they always are finding their way. When a show becomes an unexpected hit, it's like, oh God, how do we build a night around this? What else do we have? So it's a good segue. I'm brilliant. It just hit me. The creator of this show is Greg Garcia. Greg Garcia is best known for My Name is Earl, which also ran for 4 seasons, 2005 to 2009. And that was on NBC. That was not on Fox. And My Name is Earl is another one of those hidden gems that I watched pretty faithfully. And I remember while I was watching it going, why is this show not talked about more? Why are there not more interviews on the talk shows with this? This is a smart, fun, and funny show. And, it lasted 4 seasons. It certainly wasn't a failure, but does anybody remember My Name is Earl in 2024? Did you ever watch that?
I never did.
Do you know what it's about?
Isn't that the guy who almost dies and has to right all his wrongs and stuff like that?
Yes.
Like he has to go and like apologize to everybody on this list of people or something.
Yeah, he comes into some money. And so with the money, he decides after he had been a terrible person his whole life that he's going to try to right the wrongs and do it. And the humor of the show is the shady shit that he and his trashy friends do and the lengths they go to quote unquote right the wrong, even though you could argue some of the stuff they're doing is like, is that worse? Is that? But similar to this show, it had humor. It had some, I don't want to say white trash because they don't ever go completely there with the unsophisticated rural humor. It's just, again, unsophisticated people without making them look like complete and total idiots. With a strain of intelligence and heart under it, because at the end of My Name is Earl, he's trying to be a better person. It says that in the opening theme. I'm trying to be a better person. And Jason Lee is amazing. Jamie Presley, talk about a great untapped comedic resource. Jamie Presley is amazing in that show. So I always thought to myself that Raising Hope, I always put it in the same category as Scrubs and Ted Lasso and all that. Well, I'm confusing my producers here. Scrubs and Ted Lasso were created by Bill Lawrence, but I put them together because Scrubs and My Name is Earl was a perfect pairing, whatever night that was on NBC, because it was smart, funny, rapid fire. The joke per minute ratio, as you see in this episode, is incredibly high. And they were just perfectly paired up. So, not to confuse them, but Scrubs and Ted Lasso is Bill Lawrence. He also did Cougar Town. I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, is that why Cougar Town was on? I didn't get a sense that show was really anything, but I knew it was on a while. So I guess I got to watch that too now. And currently, Bill Lawrence, with the ending of Ted Lasso, he has a show on called Shrinking on Apple TV Plus.
With Matt Damon.
No, that's the show with Jason Segel as a therapist, and he works for Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford in a series, and he is brilliant. And it's right in that same vein of, if you like Ted Lasso, if you like Scrubs, these shows that are comedic but have a strain of humanity and heart in them. I can't recommend it enough. Shrinking is still ongoing right now. I think there's only one season on, but there's another one coming up. But back to Greg Garcia, creator of Raising Hope. He has a show right now called Sprung on Freevee.
I tried to watch it.
Oh, you did? Is it any good?
Mm-mm.
No, but it stars Garrett Dillamount and Martha Plimpton, among other people. They're the ones who play the parents in this. So it's like, well, clearly Greg Garcia likes working with them and wanted to, but it's only 9 episodes and it came out in 2022. And I guess it's about a dude who gets out of prison during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's about being, free, sprung from prison, and then in lockdown all over again.
Yeah. It's not good.
Oh no, I'm so sad. Wow. So the premise of Raising Hope is that James Jimmy Chance is a 23-year-old living in the quirky fictional town of Natesville who impregnates a serial killer during a one-night stand. Earning custody of his unexpected daughter, Hope, after the mother is sentenced to death, Jimmy relies on his unorthodox but well-intentioned family for support in raising her. That is straight out of Wikipedia. So Lucas Neff plays Jimmy. The parents are Martha Plimpton and Garrett Dillahunt. Who could get it?
Oh my God. Just.
Whenever we see him without his shirt on, whenever we see, it's like, God damn, he is just and such a good actor playing again, unsophisticated.
There's an episode where he, because his job is lawn service. There's an episode where he starts to realize he could make more money if he flirts with his female employers. And
Yeah.
It's a delightful salute. There's one where he's ashamed of the hair on his feet.
Did they show his feet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matthew, you must have been in hog heaven.
I was losing my mind. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, and they are amazing, both of them. And the other people in the show are Shannon Woodward plays the part of Sabrina, who's a girl that works at the local food store, who befriends Jimmy literally the day he's bringing Hope the baby home. And she's even like, please tell me that's your baby. Please tell me you're not a kidnapper. And she's very funny and very sassy. And she lives to drive her boss crazy. Her boss is named Howard, played by actor Greg Binkley, just the perfect nerdy, dorky guy. And I swear he was also on My Name is Earl and Community. Community is another one that kind of falls under this umbrella. Community is a funny show that is definitely worth a rewatch. And lastly, we have as Mama, which is Martha Plimpton's grandmother. Basically, they live in her house while she has dementia, comedic dementia. Cloris Leachman. Are you fucking kidding me? How funny and brilliant is Cloris in this?
Yeah, it should have been one of those where, if nothing else, she should have gotten like another Emmy for this role because she's
Yes.
so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Especially this episode. They should have submitted this episode for her.
I would agree. Yes. Now she came to the series already with 8 Emmys in her pocket, including the most recent 2 were ones that she had gotten for guest spots on Malcolm in the Middle, 2 different times in 2002 and then 4 years later in 2006 she won it again. And we've talked about Cloris before as far as she does hold the record for the most number of acting Emmy wins for just acting awards. She does hold that record, which she shares, is tied with Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Now, Julie Louis-Dreyfus has additional producing Emmys, so Julia does have more. But in terms of acting wins, it is Cloris and Julia. And Cloris has a little thing called an Oscar, which, you know, she won back in 1972 for The Last Picture Show. So there's that. But did you look up how old she is here?
She's 54.
Cloris? How very dare you?
I have no idea how old she was.
Cloris is 86
Okay.
at the time of this. She is 86. And a lot of the humor is just based on her being batshit crazy. In the pilot, they had her running around in her bra, and the very last image is her running out of the house topless. You see her only from the back, thank goodness. But good God, she is so brilliant. And I love that you suggested this because we get a double dose of Cloris.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Oh, and last thing about Cloris before we get into the synopsis is every episode, did you notice how she's billed? And introducing Cloris Leachman as Mama.
Hilarious.
Introducing, yeah. Kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, was it the Christmas special they put out last year or the year before? And it says, and introducing Kevin Bacon. It's like, okay. Nice little in-joke. And this episode was written by Greg Garcia himself, so I don't have to go into that. And I didn't even look up who directed it. Not even going to bother. Let's not go there.
Who cares?
Hideous. So let's just throw out something that you love in this episode.
I thought of this episode because it reminded me of the Facts of Life episode where the Golden Oldies, where she plays. And I always love a fart joke. So this is 5 chips for me. So this has been fun.
Yeah, I know, really. So what happens in the episode is it's Mother's Day. And what's happening is they're trying to jog Mama's memory to see if they might get her some type of a happy memory about her own mother for Mother's Day. And as they're digging out some souvenirs and things, they find a recipe for her pasta sauce and all that. And the dad, Bert, decides that he is going to go up to the house where Cloris Leachman grew up, take some pictures and bring her back photos and see if maybe that might jog her memory. But when he goes up there, he discovers her mother is still alive and living in the house. And we get Cloris Leachman in old age makeup to look 104 years old with and comedically perfect with these little patches of long hair coming out of her bald head. And she's got a gun. She's like, get off my property. And Howard has gone on this road trip with Bert, Howard, the manager of the store. And he says, well, if the creature from Lord of the Rings says we should get out of here, maybe we should go. So we get a Gollum joke. And I mean, she is fucking brilliant. It looks like she took out some type of bridge work to create a hole in her bottom teeth.
Yeah.
And you can hear that, like, the way when she says her S's, like, you hear the air escaping. So if that is not some actual bridge work that they took out, then they manually blacked out her teeth, and she spoke as though there were no teeth there. I mean, either one way or the other. Talk about a testament to a comedic actress that we've said so many times has no vanity about her when it comes to performance and comedy, huh? So back to our fart joke, when we do bring her back to the house and Mama, Cloris Leachman, meets her mother, whose name is Norma June, they attack each other. And after they have their little altercation, Norma June says, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she says, I won't say why, because a lady don't discuss her business. And as she walks out of the room, it's just a full body, wide shot. Every single step you get.
And on those notes, it's time for dinner.
Brilliant. And giving the whole cast the chance to react how they would to an old lady farting her way across the that was just, I laughed out loud at that scene. But I
Just-
enjoy a fart joke. So.
I do too. I am with you right there. Okay, something that I adored about this episode is when the two women meet, and God, how technology has come where we don't have to do a friggin' Patty Duke
Yeah.
black line in the middle where they both can look like they really are occupying the space. But when it comes down to why they haven't spoken and why they're mad at each other, well, Cloris Leachman, as Mama, says, I remember it like it was yesterday. And Martha Plimpton says, you don't remember yesterday, Mama. And she says, true. But, and then an iris closes. So a little dot closes up to a black screen, and it opens up on an old-timey silent movie reenactment with two younger actresses playing younger Norma June and younger Mama. So in this reenactment, it's done up to look like an old-timey 1920s silent movie, and you're hearing this twinkledy, ragtimey piano underscore music while they do it. And it's simply a matter of the mother sent the daughter out to go buy some heating oil, but she was flim-flammed. So on her way home, she went to a movie and managed to get in by using her feminine wiles, meaning she kissed the usher. When she got home, the mother accused her of using the money for the movie, kicked her out, and she headed west and never looked back, and they never saw each other again. And the last image is of young Cloris Leachman, this actress, on one of those old-timey pump cars on the railroad tracks, like with the seesaw pump of her heading down the tracks and going on to her fame and fortune. And then as the little black dot, the black screen closes on the little circle, the iris, when it comes back and we see Cloris finishing the story, Cloris Leachman is sitting at the piano and is actually playing that underscore. Like that's a little visual joke reveal. Bum bum. Brilliant. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And Cloris actually plays the piano, so she was faking it, but she faked it very well. She knew exactly what kind of a sound it was going to be.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And it was all
Okay.
over 25 big ones. That's right. At which point one of them says, you mean this whole thing you haven't talked in 70 years over $25? And she says, no, it was 25 cents. 25 cents was a lot of big ones back in the day. So Cloris hands her mother the quarter and says, well, here. And full tears running down her face. Elderly Cloris says, that's all I wanted from my baby. And I'm like, I'll bet you Cloris got those tears on her own. I'll bet you they didn't have to chop onions and blow them in her face. Oh God, I would love to know. Jeez.
I mean, she's 86, so chances are good there's some eye watering going on.
I mean, maybe. Who
man.
knows? Who knows? Talk about something you love about the episode.
I love this is a recurring thing, and I don't have it written down, but once an episode, Martha Plimpton mispronounces a word.
Yes, I noticed that. Yes.
And I didn't write down what word it was in this episode, but in every episode, like in every episode of Family Guy, somebody says, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Yes. And I was kind of trying to do a little bit of extracurricular study for this. Now, I had seen the early episodes when Sabrina was just the girl at the store. I hadn't even gotten to the ones where they were dating, let alone that they had married only a few episodes prior to this. So I watched the wedding episode, which I think is season 3, episode 18, I think. And in that, at one point, Martha Plimpton mispronounces something and somebody corrects her and she says, "Oh, is that how it's pronounced?" She says, "Huh, gee, wonder if I've ever said anything else that sounded stupid like that." Like they made a direct reference to it.
There's an episode where they play towards the fact that nobody's watching the show too.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And by the way, the wedding episode I reference, it's done in the style of Modern Family. It's like
Yes.
somebody knows somebody who knows the Modern Family film crew. So it's done completely in the documentary style of Modern Family. And it's, again, brilliantly done. So the other sort of plot that's going on here is that Jimmy brings home a necklace that Hope made at preschool that says mom on it with a heart. And Martha Plimpton assumes it's for her since Martha Plimpton's been her surrogate mother until Sabrina came along. And so she's a little disappointed that it's not for her, to the point where she's actually giving Sabrina a lot of shade while they're in the kitchen trying to prepare this pasta sauce recipe from the great grandmother. And how funny how far we've come, because in the first episode, the pilot, Martha Plimpton's like, "Take the baby to the fire station." He's like, "No, this is my daughter. I want to raise her." And she's like, "Okay, well, in a couple days, you're going to want to take her to the fire station. You do have to give it to one of the firemen. You can't just leave it in the bin, not making that mistake again," kind of a thing. So how far it's come, where Martha Plimpton, the heart of the episode is that she's like, "This is the only girl in the family I have a good relationship with. And soon Sabrina's going to be her mother, and I'm just going to be the crazy old lady that shouts things from the bathroom." At which point we hear elderly Cloris Leachman go, "Fruitcake? When did I have fruitcake?" So the fact that she's genuinely hurt by this, and then the lovely thing is that Sabrina makes 2 lovely gestures. One where she gives her an identical necklace and says, "You've been more like a mother to me than my own mother." And she can't even track down her own mother because her mother's off on some gambling thing in China. And then she ends up setting up a fake phone call to make sure she drives the point home that her own mother has not been a very good mother. Martha Plimpton has been a better mother to her. And so they're all happy. And the very last thing in the episode is her on the phone with the friend saying, "Did it work?" "Yep, it did work." And she's like, "So you never did hear from your mother at all?" And she says, "No." And the friend says, "I'm sorry." And she says, "It's okay." And as she looks at the table with everyone sitting around having dinner, she says, "I'm with my family." Oh,
And then the most heart-wrenching song plays over the credits. Did you listen to the song?
I didn't. Tell me,
Oh,
what is it?
God, I want a mom that lasts forever. And, like, it's one of those.
Oh, yeah, it's lovely. And this is the last episode of the 3rd season. So it does have that feeling, that sense of, okay, we may not be coming back. How would
Yeah.
we end the series if this were the end of the series? And this would have been beautiful, would have been lovely. But they did get picked up for another one.
Yeah.
And yeah, lovely.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
I am so glad I liked it. What else? What else you want to talk about in the show?
That's all I have. I mean, it was a quick 23 minutes. I mean, It's a lot like Superstore, where except smarter than Superstore in that they don't overuse the side characters. The side characters really make Superstore for me. And
Mm-hmm.
this show, like you're happy to see the other workers at the store every once in a while.
Yeah.
And the way they utilize them is brilliant. Um, just ways to remind you that they're crazy people. And
Mm-hmm. I
um,
loved that. I watched faithfully in its first run. God, I love Superstore.
yeah, it's problematic now. You would go nuts
Oh no.
watching it now. Like it's a superstore but they can just call like all employees to the front of the store for a photo in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All employees
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
the middle of the day
Yeah.
are going to take 10 minutes to take a photo in front of
Yeah.
when you're not open 24 hours. You make that clear. But yeah, there are a lot of problems like story-wise with it.
Oh yeah. The literal who's minding the store.
Because I've watched it, it's become one of those shows that I keep on, and I hate
Yeah.
America Ferrera so much.
Oh, you
But
do?
oh yeah, she's dreadful. I hate her. Her and Jenna Fisher are the two
Oh.
my arch enemies.
Oh, I didn't know. I like America Ferrera.
She's terrible in this
Did you like
show.
her in the Barbie movie?
Nope, I didn't see the Barbie movie.
What?
Barbie,
What?
I don't care. Barbie wasn't important to me as a kid. I know.
Oh, fascinating. Because Barbie was kind of important to me as a
Yeah,
kid.
not important to me. So
Wow.
I have no connection. I'm just uninterested. And
Yeah.
also, it's not about me. I have a very hard time when things are not about me.
Yeah. I have no idea what that's like. So I've got to say, I'm leaving this with not just loving this show. I have to get back and re-binge this from the beginning and watch all 4 seasons on Hulu. And then I'm going to want to watch My Name is Earl on Hulu. And then I'm going to want to watch Scrubs. I still haven't watched season 3 of Ted Lasso. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Mm.
And then I've got to get back and I want to watch Shrinking again on Apple TV Plus because it was so good. I'd want to watch it again.
I don't know why I'm having a hard time getting back into shows. Like it took me until recently to finally finish The Crown.
Oh, really?
And I haven't started Hacks season 3 yet.
Oh, Hack season 3 is so good. It is so good.
And I'm the one that turned people on to that show. Why
I
can't I get
know.
back? Why can't I get back into it?
I love Ted Lasso, and it's just been sitting there. I can't. A little part of me doesn't want it to end, but yeah, Ted Lasso, the whole season just sitting there, and I'm like, I haven't done it, and then I'll turn around and I'll be watching the fucking Connors because I'm a completist, and I started watching the reboot, and now I can't stop, and it's just not very good anymore.
No, my mom got me started on Resident Alien.
Oh, that's who's in that?
Alan Tudyk.
Oh, I love Alan Tudyk. He's great.
It is wonderful.
Is it?
It's
See,
yeah.
I'd love to start something, but I just started The Boys. The Boys on Amazon Prime, which is about the superheroes and all that
Yeah.
crazy shit. And I'm only like 3 episodes into that. And I'm like, well, fuck, I gotta someone turn off the fire hose.
Yeah, there's too much.
Turn off the fire hose of content. And I still am curious now to watch Sprung on Freevee. I know you're telling me it's terrible, and I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I just don't want to believe it's terrible.
You might like it.
Yeah.
It's not you love Raising Hope was so good that it's just it never it never gets there. Like
Yeah.
so
Maybe it
but
needs the next season to kind of
no,
gel.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
And then, of course,
Good.
Cougar Town. Now I'm like, well, I guess at some point, Cougar Town, I got to take a peek at that because it's a Bill Lawrence show. I had no freaking clue that Bill Lawrence was involved in that. So I have a lot of goddamn homework to do. But when it comes to rating this, Raising Hope, this episode, and the whole series, 5 out of 5 Talkaholic chips for me.
Yeah. Same here.
5 out of 5. Yes. Do yourself a favor. if you watched The Facts of Life and you even remotely enjoyed Beverly Ann, come on. This is just amazing. Just for Cloris alone,
Yeah.
let alone all the other amazing stuff that is surrounding her. Wow. This is a short show. This is a short episode.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It's so funny when we don't have a full-length TV movie full of awful things that we have to criticize in
Right.
sequential order and in great detail. What's this like?
Right.
So I guess that's your TV Talkaholics for June. And of course, this is how do we sign off? We haven't done this in so fucking long.
Just be like, we'll see you later.
Girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
Oh, and thank you for listening.
Oh yeah. That too.
That too.
Come and knock on our door.
Where we're moving on now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel.
That uncompromising, enterprising, anything but tranquilizer.
You take